So I'm back with a new parcel, as you can see just here, and inside of this box is one of the white LED hexagon lights that you see sort of kicking around in car garages, gyms, barbershops, etc. And I really do like the look of these. I've gone for the one with the rectangular border because I think it's going to look really smart in the area that I've got planned for this outside. I got this item for £117 from Temu, which I think is pretty good as long as the light looks as nice as people say it does. The only downside is when you assemble this item, it can be pretty flimsy and hard to maneuver around on your own. So I might need to grab some help when it comes to that stage of fitting it to the ceiling, but I'll worry about that when it comes to it. For now, I'm going to cut this box open, see what contents are inside, get it assembled, test it out, make sure it works, and then I'll get to that stage of fitting it. So let's go. Step one is very obvious. Grab yourself something very sharp to cut the box open, then we can see what contents are inside. Once I got the box opened, I was a bit overwhelmed with how many parts were actually inside of this box, but I'm sure once you get fitting everything, it's not as bad as you think. Just because of the amount of stuff inside, I thought it'd be easier just to get everything outside of this box and put it onto the floor. Just pulled everything out of that box, and as you can see, it's quite a lot of stuff. So I'm guessing this is the outer edging, that they're longer and making that rectangular shape up. These are the small pieces to make all of your hexagon light pieces up. Now, if you turn all of these pieces onto the end there, you can see all of these have electrical connectors, both ends on all of these, as you can see. That's to go into these connector pieces here. So you've got three different shapes from what I can see. This is the first shape, and you also have little eyelets for when you come to screwing this into the ceiling or wall or whatever. So the amount of screws you're going to have on all of those eyelets, I can imagine this is going absolutely nowhere once you get to the end. So that's good to know. But yeah, you have this shape, this kind of flat shape here, again with all the connectors inside, and last of all this one. So count up all of this stuff to make sure it ties up with the instructions, which is over here. Tells you should have 27 pieces of that shape, one piece of that shape, so on. You also have this bag of fixings and wall pieces, which is for mounting it at the end. Two wires, which is to power up the lights themselves. I guess you can put a UK plug to that. I'm not sure. I'll have to look that up because I've never done this before, like I said. Packet of cable ties and just the pieces that I said a second ago. So I don't really know where to start. Maybe I should do the hexagon pieces up first. Until I lay everything out properly, I don't really know where to start, to be honest. So just follow along. The wise thing to do next is to follow the instructions that's given. And what I'm going to do here is follow the exact shape from the bottom left corner, make my way across, into the middle, and then again onto the top. That seems like the best way to do it. And then if you want the outer edge in, you can do that last. Next up is assembling one of the first hexagon shapes, just to get an idea of how big one of these are. And I wasn't sure where to start looking at the drawing, but I decided to start with the bottom left hexagon, copying and using the fixings provided in the picture. And as you can see, there's no hammers or anything like that needs to be involved with assembling this. You simply just push these into the fixings very gently. You don't need to be forcing them very hard. They click in pretty well, and so far so good. So just take your time, copy the picture like I said, and it should go together pretty easy. Right, that's the first hexagon light built up according to the bottom left hexagon to the drawing there. And I do need to go across and make my way up like I explained, but this is going to be absolutely ginormous once it's assembled. Just looking at the first one, that is not going to fit in the little space that I've got going on in here. So I might need to take this out into the garden, but the trouble is it's just started to rain. So what I'm going to do instead, looking at this drawing, is grab all of these little middle lights here, and you can see they've got a Y piece on each end. Now I've just counted up, there's 12 of these going all the way up to this point here before it changes shape again. So I'm going to grab 12 pieces and put all of those Y bits on the end, line them up on the floor, and then when it comes to the bit where we go outside, this should speed things up with doing the assembly part. So let's do that now. Of course, you do not need to copy this process the way I'm doing this. Do things the easiest way possible for yourself. Now I'm going to make these three end pieces up here. So now that bit's done, let's take the stuff outside. So as you can see, this thing is fucking humongous. I didn't realise this lighting was actually that big, so I might just have to ditch the outer edge part and just put the hexagon bits up, because I think that's going to be more than enough, to be honest. So I've just got back from the DIY store again, and this time I've had to buy a couple of UK plugs so I can attach them to the end of the leads supplied with the Hexagon light kit. These are the leads that come with the kit. I did show you at the beginning of the video, and you can see these connect into the light itself, but on the other end you only have blue and brown wires to connect, which of course go into the UK plug. So I've grabbed one out of the packet. We're going to take this apart, connect that up, and I'm going to test out one half of the Hexagon light that I did assemble. You can see I've just dragged that into my house. That's just one section. We'll test that one out. If that's all good, I'll then drag the other section in. We'll test the other half out. I was going to grab some help to help me put that light up. I might be able to do this job on my own, but if I get stuck, I'll grab some help. The only way we're going to find out is if I just install it, so let's go. Now that the lead is completed, we can go ahead and connect the Hexagon light up. Here we go then, moment of truth. Whoa. Fuck me, that's bright as fuck. Woo. Jesus, I wasn't expecting it to be so bright. Well, that section works anyway. Let's test the second one out. Right, ready? Yes. Everything's working on this one too. So, the good news is everything works. Just taking a little look at where to even start with all of this stuff, and I think the best thing to do, personally, just looking at it, because the garage door goes up for one, and that blocks a bit of the wood. You've also got bits of timber that's offset to the center of the wood, so if I started screwing into this, it's then going to bow because the timber here is obviously lower. So I kind of think the easiest thing to do is just to bolt the first two fixings in this beam here and then just work my way down until I get to a point where it stops. If it does look a little bit odd down that end, I'll see what I can do to just tidy that up, but to be honest, I'm going to be working on the RX-7 or the bike or whatever, mainly just here, so as long as this Hexagon light is hanging here, I'm going to be happy. Personally, at this stage, if you do have help, leave the light assembled, just literally lift it up and start fixing it in, but because I'm on my own, I need to do it this way. So this has been really fiddly so far, and I've had to make a few little modifications just to hang this up the way it is at the moment, and the way I've done that is I've been putting some small little picture frame eyelets, so these here, I've been screwing those into the beam here, and I'm using the clear cable ties that they've supplied in the kit, and I've also been putting them in the roof. I'm just using the cable ties here just because the roof is going down at a slant, and also the weight of the light is like making it really flimsy and difficult just to sort of handle. So by doing this, every time you adjust the cable tie, you get the right height, so it makes it easier for the next bit and then the next bit and so on. What I'll probably do at the end is swap some of these cable ties out for maybe chains or something a bit more stronger and less noticeable, but just to get the thing up to see how it looks and working, this is the way I'm doing it. Of course, do things the way that you want to do. You've probably got better tools than me, but right now this is the way I'm doing it, and I'm just going to continue. So I'm pretty impressed with the way everything has finally gone together. I've got a few little tweaks to do, and like I said, I am going to probably get some different kind of brackets after this video just to tidy things up. But the main thing is actually up on the ceiling, and I've managed to get it to where I want it on a slant. And what's happened now is I've got all the way to the end, and I've actually ran out of pieces of lighting, and it doesn't look good. And I've actually broke another light too, which is bit of a pain. I don't really like the look of that. So what I've done as an idea is I've ordered a second kit now, which is down there on the floor, which then means I can continue the rest of this lighting up to the garage door. But like I said in a previous episode, inside of my garage, I've got plans for all of this to go black on the walls, and then I need to board up all of the ceiling area so I can store stuff up there. Once that's done, I can then use the remaining lighting I've just bought to continue this into the garage. You can imagine that's going to go all the way from the back, all the way out here to the double doors. It's going to look so good. I mean, look at that already. I just cannot wait to light this up in a few hours once it starts getting a little bit more dark. So before it does get dark, I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing, get this bit done, and then we can get to the exciting part and get this thing turned on. So that is everything connected. I'm praying that this is going to work now. It looks so fucking good though. Like, that is the entire roof, like all the way down to the end. I don't know how I've managed to fluke this, but all the way up to the top of the garage wall. So I have had to bend the lighting up a little bit for it to fit, but that doesn't really bother me. The point is, it's the entire wooden area, which is just looking insane, to be honest. Moment of truth. Let's see if this thing actually works. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. Wow, that does look really good. I'm very impressed with this. So that was a success. I'm very happy with the result, and it is super bright in my garden now. It's currently just gone 10 PM, so it's like really dark outside now, and I want to give you guys one last look before I end today's video, so you can just see how bright this thing is in my garden now. Take a look at this. Okay, so this is before. You can see how dark it is. That's where the hexagon light currently is, so it is very, very dark. And now take a look at this. 3, 2, 1. It literally lights the whole entire garden up. It looks so good. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with this. Great result. So I highly recommend anybody that's looking to do this to their house, unit, whatever, business. Just such a great little touch, especially if you've got a black background. I haven't finished yet painting, but there is more to come. That's it for today's episode anyway. Thank you so much for watching, and keep an eye out on my channel for the next bunch of videos yet to come, because I have definitely nowhere near finished what I want to do to this house yet. Thank you so much again, and I'll catch you all in the next one very soon. Peace out. The vibe changed quicker than a million miles an hour. I felt bad for whatever.